So I got these Zungle glasses about a week ago, and I like almost everything about them except one thing. They're just too damn tight on my head. So in this video, come hell or high water, I'm going to do something about it. Hello again! This is Gen X Grown Up, I'm a Gen X Grown Up, and we're going to take a look at something that's been bugging me for a week now. So, last week, I got these really cool super space age Zungle Bluetooth glasses. I did a video online about them, and I enjoyed wearing them and using them, except for one thing. They're just too tight on my head. And so at first you put them on and they're okay, and I've even mentioned in my video that they're a little tight, but they weren't like painfully tight. But over time, you wear them for an hour or so, and it's like there's a vice squeezing my head, and it's just, they need to be comfortable for me to wear them on a regular basis. Now they don't need a lot of adjustment. What they really need is like, so right now they're, let's see, they're about here. I just need them to be about there. That's all it takes. Now I know this bone conduction thing has got to be pushed up against the side of my skull, so I can't make them too loose or I'll miss out on the whole magic of the glasses. So right now the problem is, it's like having a brand new pair of shoes that have a rock in them, right? They're great. I love the shoes. They're very athletic. They look good, but they hurt. And so you're not going to wear those shoes until you get the rock out. And so the Zungles are like that right now. They're comfortable except for the one thing that's annoying me, that pressure right there behind my ears that shouldn't be there, or at least be so painful. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to adjust these glasses. Now I might destroy them, I might make them perfect, but you're going to see it, and at the end I'll either have the perfect pair of Zungles or we'll throw them in the trash. Okay, here's the plan. So I have my Zungle Bluetooth glasses here, and I also have a sacrificial pair of just regular old knockoff Ray-Bans that I'm going to use for testing purposes. And we can measure and see what the clearance is, and we can see at rest it is, well, just under 4 inches there. Same here. Yeah, just under 4 inches across. So what I believe I need is, I need to go from this to about this. All right, so imagine if I could actually flex these glasses and have them stay that way. And I can move this from about 4 inches to about just under 4 to about 4.5 inches. That's the difference that I need. All right, but when I flex them, of course, they return to their resting state. I need them to stay like that. All right, so what's the incredibly dangerous thing I'm going to do? Well, I have here a nice heat blower that I use for shrink wrap in my shop, and I'm going to set this right here and turn it on. And we're going to start with these sacrificial lenses. Now, like the others, I don't even know if the lenses are supposed to come out of these, but ultimately I'm going to take the lenses out of the Zungle, so let's see if we can pop the lenses. Oh yeah, easy. Lens out. Okay, so I have the lenses out. Now, let's stay on par. Let's take my Zungles and pop the lenses out of those. All right, so I got the Zungle lenses out. We are on par. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to try to heat the bridge of the Zungles. These aren't the Zungles, but I'm going to heat them and flex it slightly. Now, if you're clever, and I'm sure you are because you're watching my channel, the problem here is that these are not just plastic. They are full of all kinds of space-age technology and wires and sensors and microphones and batteries and God knows what. So I've got to be careful to just heat the bridge, flex it just enough for it to stay, but not destroying the contents inside of the glasses. I know there's wiring that goes across the bridge here because I've seen the Zungle schematic, so I've got to be very careful. So it's going to be noisy, but we're going to start with these and see if I can adjust these guys. All right, so turn it on. All right. Yep, that's hot. Heat this up a little. I don't know how much I can heat it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're not really loosening. Just applying some light pressure as I do this. Has this really helped? Let's see. This has gone to almost 5 inches. They're 4.5 inches across now. All right, boy, those are much wider. Look at that. Let's cut this off. All right, so it looks like on these glasses, a little wider. They don't have near the angle in that they had before I started. So the quick question is, can I still put the lenses back in these? And I think the answer is going to be yes. I don't see them terribly warped. Ooh, that's hot, by the way. That plastic is hot. Okay, so proof of concept is successful. You can see that I have straightened up the arms on those glasses, and the lenses went back in just fine. No gaps. The bigger challenge, of course, is the Zungles have a lot more plastic here in the front that I'm going to have to heat up. And I've got to run that ragged edge between heating up the frames and not making the entire architecture of the glasses explode. Let's give it a try. Wish me luck. I'm just applying pressure as I apply heat. Just gently bending out some as the plastic softens. I feel like it's getting a little better, but it's kind of hard to tell. Oh, I think it's really improving. Maybe. Who knows what we're cooking inside, but we're trying it. Let's do a quick check and see if we've made any progress. Let's take the ruler. All right, looks like we've gained maybe about 1/2 inch. Yeah, we were a little under 4 inches, and maybe we're right at 4 now. All right, so I've done the first pass here, and they seem to be a little bit better. They're not quite as wide as they were. So I'm just going to try these on. Yeah, it's not as tight to put on. The bridge is still pretty warm, so don't burn your nose. That's a good piece of advice. So back to the bench. Let's crank it back up again. There it goes. All right. Warm. So it's, I can see, you can see where it's heating it up there a little bit. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, my thumbs are getting hot. Okay, that hurts a little bit. How are we doing? These are decidedly straighter than they were. You can see that. They were very much angled in when we started. Let's do a quick measure, see where we're at. Oh, look at that. Almost 5 inches across. Look at that. Look at those jokers. So they are decidedly very vertical compared to how they were. So I'm going to try these jokers on. Let's see. That is a lot more comfortable. That doesn't really hurt. It's still a little bit of pressure, right? You've got to have a little bit of pressure, but it's not like, it's not, you know, squeezing my head, right? It's like it might be okay to wear. Let's see if they work. That's not a bad idea. Hey, they turned on. That's a plus. Yeah, okay. I can still hear sound out of both sides. Or, you know, hear is a weird, I can still feel, there's still sound in my brain. So I don't know if I'm going to adjust it anymore. It feels really comfortable. And it's working. You know what? One more pass. One more pass. We're going to make these perfect or die trying. Alright, so yeah, let's give it one more pass. You can see the progress that I've made. See the very slight kind of stress bends that are in the plastic there? You can see that. That shows that I have deformed it a bit. It's a super small price to pay, and you got to be looking close for that. But just in case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, for this last try, I'm going to just heat up the inside here of the bridge of the nose. And I'm going to try just to expand it a little tiny bit more. Famous last words, right? So we are almost at 5 inches there. I'm going to try to get about another 1/4 inch, and then I'm going to call it good. 1, 2. Ow, my fingers are getting very hot. I can't do this for much longer because I'm going to have blisters. Ouch. Okay. All right, what do we do? Look at that. About 5 1/4. It's about where I want to be. Look at that. Look at the angle. Yeah. And so I'm not stretching these at all. With one hand. There's where I'm at. There's the angle I've got. Oh, and actually, if you listen, they're currently playing. I forgot to turn them off. Yeah, so apparently they still work because I never turned them off. I kept playing them while I was doing this last adjustment. But let's take them back to the room and give them a shot. So you can see that. Look at that. So those are not even parallel anymore. They're actually leaning out a bit. And that's going to really help on my fat head. So let's try these out. Here we go. Oh, wow. Look, I can put them on with one hand now. Look at that. Oh, they're smooth. And I think we've already proven that we can hear sound because I forgot to turn them off after the last test, but there we go. First things first, she's a realist. I can hear it great. It works. It doesn't seem to hurt. I mean, the real test is going to be over time, but like, it's not squishing my head anymore. I think this is the solution. Yeah. Let's go pop the lenses in right quick. So now we know we haven't ruined the electronics. Let's make sure now that we haven't deformed the lens frame any so we can still put the lenses in. All right, there we go. Reassembled. I would say any damage at all is just this little bit of stress creasing where the plastic deformed on the front side. No trouble in the back. It all looks fine. And now, look at the angle of those arms. It's not going to give me a headache anymore. Okay, so we're all done. So yeah, take a look there. You can really see how nice and non-parallel, actually kind of stretched out these are now. I can put them on with one hand with no stretching. And yeah, let's see if I can push play. Yep. It's Will Smith. He's getting jiggy with it, he tells me. So let's try to... Does this still work? That worked? Yeah, so let's pause. That worked. There we go. She works. Everything about it is still working. They're no longer crushing my skull, and I'm going to enjoy them 200 times better than I did before. All right, so I acknowledge that just putting those glasses on for 30 seconds in my office is not a test of whether or not this mod is actually going to work. So in fairness, I put them on, turned on some music, went for a little jog around the park behind my house, and they still don't hurt. So this mod is a keeper. So listen, a lot of people would tell you don't try this at home. I say no. You bought these, try it at home, because I've taken what were a pair of awesome glasses that hurt my head and turned them into awesome glasses that are going to be my regular daily glasses because now they're more practical. No more pain. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please click on subscribe and like and all the cool stuff you click on. And until next time, I'll see you later.